All right, moving on to the back part. So again, there are going to be two that we will do together. Then I want you to find a partner and do the next row, and then to try the other four on your own. So the first thing, if I'm looking at my notes, the first thing I want to do is just try to divide, which means as a fraction, I'm just going to be simplifying. So that's what I'm going to do in the first problem. I'm just going to see what I can simplify. So first I'll start with 3/15. And 3/15 can just simplify into 1/5, dividing the top and the bottom by 3. And then the x's can become x squared on top, and the y's can become y5 on the bottom. So that's the first rule. The second rule says, just says no fraction under the radical. So I can fix that pretty simply by just breaking this up. And 1 with x squared, I'm just going to make into x squared in my numerator, and the bottom will be this. And then the third rule, it says make a factor tree. So I'll make a factor tree with whatever number that I have, not the exponents, but the regular size numbers. And 5 as a factor tree, I can't do anything with 5. So I won't be really doing step 3 here of using a factor tree, write the coefficients in prime factorization form. But now what I'm going to do is step number 4, which is that I cannot have a radical in the denominator. So this cubed root of 5y to the 5th cannot be there. So what I'm going to do is fix the denominator so that it's perfect, and this is called rationalizing the denominator. So I'm going to fix the denominator, and I'm going to start that by first, I can only multiply a cube root with a cube root. Okay, that's one of those rules. They have to have the same index. And everything has an index, an exponent, including this 5. So what I want to do is have enough 5s so that they can be perfect. So what I'm going to do is give this denominator 2 more 5s, because now I have a total of 3. And with my 5 y's, I need to give just 1 more, and now the y's are perfect. And you guys learned that whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So I'm just going to copy it here. And the reason why this works is because this fraction that I'm pointing to, that's all in blue, this is actually anything over itself is just 1. So I'm taking the fraction that's in red and I'm multiplying it by 1. And when you multiply by something by 1, it doesn't change its value. It's going to look different, but it's still worth the same amount. So still on step 4, I'm on 4b. Now I'm just going to multiply or combine the numerators. I'm going to multiply and combine the denominators. So starting with the denominators, I now have enough 5s. I have 5 to the 3rd, and I have y to the 6th. And I'm going to go ahead and just keep going with the denominator, because the last rule is now nothing perfect can be under the radical. And we have made the denominator perfect. So everything in the denominator will be able to come out, and that will become 5 to the 1st, which I want to write the 1st, and y to the 2nd. And now I'll multiply the numerators, and since these two are both in cube roots, I can just put them under 1 cube root. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'll have the cubed root of 5 squared, put the number first, with x squared and y to the 1st. And nothing should be perfect under here. If we simplified in the beginning, then everything that's in the numerator should just be stuck in there. But I am going to write it instead as 5 squared as 25 with the x squared and the y. And then this problem is done. So my 3 rules: I don't have a fraction under the radical anymore. I don't have a radical in the denominator anymore, and there is nothing perfect left inside this radical. So let's go to problem 4. So first thing I'm going to do on problem 4 is just simplify this fraction up. So 236 can just become 1 over 18. My a's can become a to the 4th, and my b to the 4th is just stuck there. Nothing can happen. So that's the first rule. I'm just simplifying. The second rule is I cannot have a fraction under the radical, so I'm going to fix that by just breaking it up. In the numerator, instead of 1 b to the 4th, that's just b to the 4th. 1 times b to the 4th is b to the 4th. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is, as I break this up, I'm going to go ahead and jump to step 3 and make 18 into factor tree, so you can see what I'm doing here. And instead of writing 18 in the denominator, Whoops, I don't need that. I already wrote that before. I'm going to write it as, whoops, instead of 18, I'm going to rewrite it as 3 squared times 2 to the first. And then I still have the a to the fourth. So again, I only took 18, made a factor tree of it, and broke it up. So now I'm going to go to the fourth rule, which says no radicals can be under the denominator. And right now I have a fourth root with 3 squared, 2, and a to the fourth. So I'm going to make this denominator perfect. And I'm going to start by multiplying it with another fourth root, because I can only take fourth roots times fourth roots. So of the 2 3's, if I just gave it 2 more, I'm making my denominator perfect. I now have 4 3's. Of my 1, 2, if I just give it 3 more, now I have 4 2's. And my a is already perfect, so I don't need to change that. So I'm not going to put an a in there. And remember, whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. And now I'm going to go into my fifth rule that says, I'm still on the fourth rule. I'm on the second part. So I'm just going to clean it up. I'm going to multiply my denominators. I am going to erase my factor tree here just so I have a little bit more room. So in the denominator, I now have 4 3's, I have 4 2's, and I always had 4 a's. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to jump to the fifth rule that says nothing perfect can be in the denominator. And as it turns out, this is all perfect, so it always comes out. So 3 can come out, 2 can come out, a can come out. They all have the first power. And now I'll combine or multiply my numerators. So that just means I'm multiplying these two. So since they're both fourth roots, I can just put them under the same 1 fourth root. So it'll be 3 squared, 2 to the third, b to the fourth. And as it turns out, I do have one thing that's perfect in here. That b to the fourth is perfect, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out. And otherwise, the 3 squared and 2 cubed, I'll just stay in there. But instead of writing 3 squared, I'll write 9. And instead of 2 cubed, I'll write 8. So this is a really good answer. I'm going to clean it up just a little bit. So here will be my final answer. Sorry, there's not a lot of room to work. In the denominator, I'll make it 6a. And in the numerator, that fourth root of 9 times 8, I'm just going to make it 72. And that one is done. All right, so now what I'd like for you to do is do the next 2 problems with a partner. Have your notes from page 8 in front of you. Look at the examples that we did, and then go to the next 4 and try those on your own.